Right. Ever since Fifth Gear began, the team have been working on a plan to race a road car against a Grand Prix car. I told them it simply wouldn't happen. The cars are too expensive to run, they're too precious to risk. No one would even listen to them. But then the phone call came. The Williams Grand Prix team had said yes. F1 is a glamorous world, but a closed shop. So this was an unheard-of opportunity. Williams were going to lend me one of their Formula One machines so I could race against Vicky in a road car. But before I could be put in sole charge of a vehicle worth millions, first I had to prepare myself to once again drive a Grand Prix car. The star treatment began at Williams' headquarters in Grove, near Oxford, where I was led through the Hall of Fame. Hello, Nigel. Then into a cinema, where the screen moves back to reveal a museum. And finally, through a secret door behind which my car lay. The first task was to make sure I could physically fit in, a question of trial and error with other drivers' moulded seats. I seem to want to go down a bit more, but my hips are jamming on the seat about at this point each side. Right, let's get Ralphie boy seated.
Is that Ralph? This is a Ralph one.
Actually.
Oh, okay.
Oh. People come in lots of different shapes. My bum's gone down further. Yeah. I can't get my elbows down at all.
It's not going to work at all, that one, is it?
Weather skinny.
No chance.
See you in a few minutes.
AP, Tidzonia, tiny. Montoya's close. Genet. Genet was close by putting it in. Beretta, tiny. It looks like Montoya. Like everyone, I'd always sniggered at one Pablo Montoya's slightly fuller frame. But sitting snugly in his seat, I now realise he's a fine figure of a man.
So do you want to get the seat right?
What are these things down here?
Right, clutch. Clutch both sides.
It's got 4 paddles now. An excess of paddles.
So 2 clutches, and obviously the paddle change up and down.
Formula One steering wheels are complex computers worth £30,000. I was expected to be intimate with all the control systems before they'd let me out on the track, so they gave me some homework. Although racing Vicky would be just a bit of fun, there were still inherent dangers. The most common cause of death in racing accidents is skull fractures. Smash into a crash barrier at speed and the violent whiplash can literally snap your neck. So since 2003, it's been mandatory to wear a so-called hand system, or head and neck restraint. It tethers your helmet to your seatbelts to cut down on the whiplash movement and reduces the forces on the neck by 86%. The final check was to make sure my head wouldn't hit the ground if I flipped the car. This tiny triangle of carbon fibre is for measuring the line from the front of the cockpit to the rollover hoop behind my head, beneath which it's deemed to be safe. Luckily, I was just below, and with the car now fitted correctly, it was time to sample the next bit of an F1 driver's life. And which way do you pull that off? Backwards? It was time to get fit. Stuart Wilde is performance director for Formula Fitness, a company that specialises in getting people like Jenson Button into shape. F1 drivers have to be some of the fittest athletes on the planet. During a race, they can lose 3 kilos in sweat alone. Breathe in, hold my stomach in. Stuart was going to show me a typical F1 driver's routine. First up was a measure of my body fat. It's pointless spending millions shaving the odd kilo off a car's weight if your driver has a penchant for chips.
So you're within the recommended range.
Oh, but you're supposed to say perfect, not within the range.
You're at the top end of the range, which is fine.
Is top end of the range good, then?
Well, for an F1 driver, we want to keep them down below 10%.
What am I?
19.7.
Ah! So roughly double Jensen's, which equates to 8 kilos of unwanted weight and costs 0.2 of a second a lap. Next was a test of strength. Apparently anything over 160 is good. Wahey!
You would expect Formula One guys to be 200.
During the intensity of a race, your muscles will scream for oxygen, so a big lung capacity is crucial. This is measured by how forcefully you can breathe out.
Go, 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 go. Push, 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 push.
A top driver can empty 85% of the air in their lungs in the first second. I managed a very respectable 80%. A Formula One driver's life depends on his reactions and hand-eye coordination, and to improve them, Stewart takes an easy task and makes it a whole lot more difficult. Modern Grand Prix cars may have power steering, but it's still hard work on the arms, so it wasn't long before I was working those particular muscles. And again, I was made to concentrate on other things, as a driver would have to do in a race situation. Cornering and braking loads of up to 4G mean an F1 driver's head and helmet can increase in weight from 5 kilos to 20, so strong neck muscles are essential. This rig is one of only 2 in the country, and the other is used by the RAF to train fighter pilots. Then it was time for stripping, or exercising to exhaustion. Stewart gave me 4 sets of these rowing exercises, but an F1 driver would do nearer to 20. If you reach this state of fatigue in a race, your coordination must still remain intact, so it's back to the ball.
Keep it going. Keep it going, come on. Good.
Finally, when the body's about to pack up completely, Stewart gives me a last blast of physical and mental exercise, and you can see what 2 hours of hard labour has done to the concentration.
Come, southwest, go. Southwest, 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 go.
Incredibly, F1 drivers sometimes do 2 sessions like this every day, and they're contractually obliged to keep turning up.
I'm ready for me Williams now. I'm ready. Just give me that Grand Prix car. I'm ready now.
Good.